Hi everyone and welcome. Today we are joined by Bongi Mokoena, a senior manager at Sage who has over 10 years experience in software and SaaS sales. Bongi is dedicated to helping South Africa's leading accounting firms streamline their accounting, bookkeeping, payroll and HR processes through strategic partnerships with accounting practitioners. She's passionate about the role that women can play in tech and data analytics. So let's jump in to Beyond Insights.
You're listening to Beyond Insights, your go-to podcast for all things accounting, business, and technology. And this month, we'd like to wish all our listeners a joyous festive season.
From unwrapping the role of women in tech to decking the halls with accounting and small business insights, we've got your holiday season covered.
This time of year, we're reminded of the power of collaboration and connection. We are grateful to be able to host such amazing guests from around the world.
This festive season, we'll be unwrapping new ideas to deliver solutions to some of the biggest business challenges, helping you plan for a brighter, more successful year ahead.
Warm wishes for a Merry Christmas, a joyful Hanukkah, and a happy holiday season to all our listeners.
Thank you for tuning in during this special season. Let's dive right in and go Beyond Insights. Hi everyone and welcome, and a big welcome to you, Bongi. Long time no see.
It's been a while.
Yeah, you've been keeping well?
I've been good. It's been good. A lot of initiatives that we've been doing as Sage. So yeah, I've been busy, and busy is good in our industry.
Yeah, but it's been a long year.
It has. It has. It's been a long year. We had some challenges here and there, but we came out strong. So it's been a good year, and I'm grateful.
Epic.
Yeah.
This is one of the last podcasts for Beyond Insights of the year.
Is
so
it?
yeah,
So
thank you.
you're ending off with
on a
bang.
sweet note.
Yes,
absolutely. So yeah, thank you for joining us today. Really excited to talk about women leadership in tech specifically. Okay. So to get us started, why don't you give the listeners some insights into what began your journey in accounting and tech, and what led you to make that decision in the first place?
Yeah. So I am Bongi. I've been in the tech space for almost, 10 years now, if I'm counting that correct. But I started in banking. I worked for one of the four major banks that we have in South Africa. Is it still four? I think it's more
Big
than
four,
that now.
big five.
Big four. Let me say big four. You're part of the big four. But yes, I started my career off there as a service consultant, and I think that's what exposed me to the working environment and just working with clients, but also data analytics, because we relied on that a lot in the banking sector, especially when it comes to decision making. So, that's where I started. And then I got a bit more curious and wanted a bit more of a challenge. And I thought, what other industry has, firstly, I was very big on culture, and I wanted an environment that has a huge, youthful culture more than anything, and a learning culture. And I started looking into the tech space. So that's where I got the opportunity to work for the organization I work for now, which is Sage, Sage Solutions. And I work as one of the senior practice success managers. And I've been doing that role now for 4 years. Prior to that, I started in a support division as a support consultant, worked my way up, actually left the organization, went to a different organization, started an accounts management role, but it was also a technology company.
Okay.
Came back to Sage, and then I was appointed as the senior practice success manager, where I manage basically a portfolio of accounting firms, the larger accounting firms, and I help them with optimizing their software solutions, finding the best software solution for their organization to help them create efficiencies and find easier ways of doing things.
Sure. So lots of time within the banking, data analytics, accounting, software space.
Absolutely.
What drove you to banking and the industry in the first place?
So initially banking, I think straight out of school, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I studied something which was, I studied business administration, specializing in HR. But I would often get rejected for HR roles because they were like, "You look so young," because I have this baby face.
Yeah.
You look so young.
It's a blessing as you get older.
But when you're young, it's not.
Yeah.
There's certain position where they want a person who's more assertive and so forth. And I was just struggling to find roles in those type of areas. But then when I went to the banking sector, there were a lot of opportunities for young people to come in and they would train them. So that's why I moved to something that is sort of, well, any company basically that would take me and give me that opportunity to learn what it's like to work in a corporate or something like that. So that's how I started in banking. But as I started working there, I found my feet. I started analyzing and seeing, okay, this is what I'm good at. This is what I'm not. This is what I'm interested in, and that gave me an appetite to start looking for these different industries and try and find a job there.
Okay, makes sense. What were some of the challenges you would say you encountered in the banking, data analytics, software, accounting space, especially as a woman?
Okay, so for example, I would say more in the tech space. It would be unconscious bias, especially for women. As women, we're not seen as the tech savvy people. You usually need to prove yourself a little bit more. There's this assumption that tech is mainly a male-dominated industry, and males do well in that industry, and men are more tech savvy, and which is it's completely false. I've had the privilege to work with so many amazing women who are tech savvy, who are smart, who are innovative. And I feel like that was one of the barriers. But I think in the organization that I work for, especially now, they provide training, they provide continuous learning, they provide mentorship, which makes it easy then for the young people to learn and get acquainted with certain skills and train themselves to become a bit better. So
Love it. Challenging gender norms, right?
Absolutely.
The world is changing.
It's changing, and there's so many amazing women who are in tech now who bring a completely different perspective, who bring such innovation and just a different way of looking at things. And I think that is also helping change the tech landscape.
Love it. So would you say from an industry insights perspective and talking about the data analytics, accounting, software space, what is the landscape like, especially in South Africa?
Look, currently, I don't think we are where we should be, but it is rapidly changing. And I say this specifically to women leadership positions. I still feel like there's a huge gap that needs to be filled there. I do think there's a lot that companies are doing now, especially in the tech space, to mentor women and to also just, promote them into leadership positions with intention to make them better, basically. But I do think there's still a huge gap that needs to be filled there, and just organizations could just be a bit more intentional with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit more about that, Bongi. From a fostering inclusion in the workplace for women in these roles specifically, what have you seen? What works? Where are we as a country falling short? And what do you believe some of those things are that we can do within our organizations?
Like I said, I think number one, it's definitely being intentional about promoting women and, just creating that, in the tech world would say a workflow, but
succession planning.
Planning, yes, for women to see, to basically mentor them into those roles. More than anything, I've seen that by us seeing more women in these roles, we are automatically inspired to want to aspire to that.
It's aspirational.
Absolutely. So the more that those opportunities are open for women, the more that I feel a lot of the younger women will not feel it won't be so daunting, let me say, for new women who are coming into that market. But there's a lot that is currently being done in terms of continuous learning programs and mentorship programs that are being offered, which we are very grateful for, especially in the current organization that I work for, because they are very much about diversity and inclusion, which is excellent. And not just inclusion for women, but, different ethnic groups and even people with disabilities. everyone who's basically been previously disadvantaged. They're trying by all means to create that inclusive work environment. And yeah, it's very nice to see. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I think we're making progress.
We
but
are,
we've still got some strides to go.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Bongi, what would you say some of the unique perspectives are that a woman brings into a traditionally saturated environment by men?
Look, I think one of the things that we as women are good at, including myself, would definitely be communicating and collaborating. I think we bring a lot of that to the table. We also bring a huge, we're very empathetic, and I think that is very much needed in the type of organizations we work with. And sometimes we take for granted how that perspective can help bring better business outcomes. Just having a woman there to look at things differently sometimes does help in what we're trying to achieve as a business. And more than anything, that's what we want. Diversity gives us the ability to have such different, unique opinions so that we can then create better organizations and also better ways of working, produce better products and softwares for our clients. So everyone benefits at the end of the day.
Absolutely. You need a lot of different opinions in order to make an informed decision at the end of the day.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you, Jay.
Talking about technology and innovation, it's a really exciting time to be alive, especially in our industries. With the advent of AI and automation, what challenges or opportunities do you see that bringing for women specifically in the industry?
Let me touch on opportunities because I'm very big on AI, and I think our organization is as well. I think, AI has the ability to eliminate a lot of the manual work we do right now. And that automatically will help a lot of women in the workforce penetrate the market, because one of the things that we see as women is that the reason why we don't take up certain opportunities is because we have such big roles to play even at home. We're mothers, we're wives, and sometimes it can feel like too much. So I think AI then eliminates a lot of that and basically creates easier and more flexible ways of working so that women now can take up those opportunities. Challenges, look, I don't see any challenges as yet. I am a techie or a person who believes in technology. I think maybe the challenge would be from a South African landscape is obviously jobs, employment. A lot of that gets cut down, and we've seen over the years there's less and less roles. But I do think it opens up opportunities to focus on other things as well, so that we don't have jobs that are not relevant or that are not needed. And also people are able to take up more strategic roles. I feel that sometimes when I see this in the accounting landscapes, I'm sure you've seen this as well, on how sometimes people can spend so much time on the irrelevant things of their business, and then they forget to be those thought leaders or the strategizers or the advisor that their client needs. And they get stuck on the mundane and the number crunching. So I think AI brings that opportunity for those tasks that are mundane to be eliminated, so that a person can now take on a more strategic role.
Makes sense.
I think that's exciting, especially for women.
We were chatting earlier a bit, or you touched on a little bit, inspirational, powerful women that you've worked under and that have served as mentors to you. Now's your opportunity to call them out.
Okay.
How did they shape where you are today?
There's a few. One is a lady that I've worked so closely with, absolutely brilliant, Nikki Myth. I used to work with her at Sage. She no longer works for the organization, but what a powerhouse. What a smart woman, brilliant woman who had so much knowledge in terms of business intelligence and the accounting landscape. She was an accountant herself, but I think she taught me a lot in terms of the industry. She taught me a lot in terms of what software brings to these accounting firms and what software what role software plays in accounting firms. And for that, I'll never forget her. And just even in a personal level, she's helped me so much. There's no words that I can use to describe how grateful I was to have worked with her. But she's just one of the people that I've worked with. Another woman that I've worked with, who's currently my mentor, Bronwyn Dorotfield. Bronwyn is our data analytics and AI innovator director.
Wow.
I mean, I've been doing a few sessions with her in our mentorship, and it's amazing to have access to people like that. Firstly, because I'm a young person myself, wanting to climb the corporate ladder, but most of all, she teaches me the insights, and she gives me such valuable gems that not only are from a work perspective, but go through my personal life as well, and I appreciate that. So those are the two women that I can name at the top of my head. But
stunning. Kudos to them. Obviously, I know Nikki very well, and I can attest.
Absolutely, yes, you can attest.
Saying,
I still miss her to this day, and we still have a close relationship, even though we don't work together.
As time passes, you recognize you're going to be one of these powerhouse women that are going to inspire and become aspirational.
Yes, I really hope so, hey? And most of all, I hope that I can make some significant changes in these accounting firms that I work with, or the businesses that I work with. Yeah, but so far, it's so good. But also, I'm learning, they're learning. But it's a journey, I guess. Yeah.
So what piece of advice would you give to a young woman starting in tech, starting in software or accounting?
Your attitude is your altitude, I feel.
Love that.
I've met so many people who come from different industries, including you, Jamie, who knew nothing about software, but because they had the right attitude and they had the right charisma, and they were just people who wanted to learn. Their career has accelerated. So I definitely think it all lies in your attitude, but also your willingness to want to learn and put yourself in those uncomfortable situation, because that's where the growth happens. And sometimes I think we want to be in the comfortable position because we're used to doing things a certain way. But I think this year has taught me more than anything that you need to put yourself out there, and you need to take more risks and put yourself in those uncomfortable situations so that you can grow as an individual.
That's where you're growing. Absolutely. You can't be comfortable all the time.
You can't.
You're going to stagnate.
And no growth there. Yes, there's nothing growing there in the comfort zone.
Absolutely. Talking about, the next 5 to 10 years regarding gender equity specifically and in the industries in which we operate in South Africa, where do you see it going, Bongi?
I definitely would like to see, or hope to see, a bit more of a balance between, especially in leadership roles for women. I still do see organizations hiring a lot of women, but not necessarily building a succession plan for them. I think in terms of hiring and getting women in the workplace, I mean, there's been significant improvement in that. But I still see a lack in the senior leadership positions. So I think in the next 5 to 10 years, I'm hoping that would be one of the changes that would happen in the South African landscape. And just, like I said, more inclusion, especially in the tech senior roles as well. Like I would like to see a bit more women there.
Okay. No pressure at all, but are there any initiatives that you're involved in that promote gender equality?
Yes. So in our organization, for example, we have, something called Sage Foundation, and we have mentorship programs for young ladies. And there is one particular one that I volunteer in. It's called Women in STEM, but it's actually it's an initiative where it promotes the adaptation of STEM within women. So women should enroll in STEM, which is technology, science, math sector. So yes, I'm part of that. And we mentor, we have a lot of these mentoring sessions as well. They'll take girls from school and they'll shadow us for a day, or we will host a few women and just tell them how to teach them how to answer interview question, especially women
Love
that are
that.
just out of university,
Yeah.
because
Interview
we know
skills.
you know,
So important.
and some people are, they're capable, but they just unaware on how to answer an interview question. So those things, because I've been in the work environment for some time, I'm able to provide them with that mentorship. So yes, those are some of the initiatives that I am part of, and I hope to be part of more as I grow as well into my career journey. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I think interviewing specifically, it's like a muscle. If you're not exercising it,
it goes away.
It goes away.
And
so
you
have to keep
and I'm
fit.
sure you remember how it was when you had that first one just after school,
Yep.
and you don't know what
So
to
nervous.
say. Exactly.
Yep. Absolutely.
So that
really
that has been
important. Nice to hear, Bongi.
Yeah.
So some rapid fire questions just
Okay.
to wrap the session off with. One piece of software that you can't live without?
Okay, I have 2 pieces of software, professionally and personally.
Okay.
Professionally, ChatGPT.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, that tool has made life so much easier. I, for example, and I think sometimes being in the tech world, we pick up these tech jargons, and sometimes when you are emailing a client and you're writing all these jargons, it does not make sense.
Yeah.
ChatGPT has been such a help for me to simplify and
Summarize.
to summarize,
Yeah.
and to, and sometimes I have these ideas and I'm not really sure how to put them together, and I just pop them in ChatGPT and I write all the gibberish that's in my head, and it helps organize my thoughts. So definitely ChatGPT from a professional standpoint, and from a personal standpoint, I am a mother, and I am a person. Okay, I won't blame this on being a mother, but I'm forgetful sometimes.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah, so I'll forget my card and not find it anywhere. So the Apple Pay.
Yeah.
Apple
Game
Pay has been
changer.
you know what?
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I used to go to the bank in a year just to replace my card, only to find it 2 days later in the laundry, in some pair of jeans that I wore. So now with Apple Pay, I don't have to keep replacing my card. I know that sometimes that it's in the house somewhere, but then I can just use that wherever I am.
Secure.
And, if I'm at the petrol station and I forgot my card at home or whatever, I can easily just tap my card. So
off you go.
Apple Pay has been a game changer for me personally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any interesting books you've read recently?
Yes. I think the most recent one was Shonda Rhimes' Year of Yes. I recently underwent a very transformative time in my life, which was also very difficult for me. And my sister bought that book for me.
Best gift.
Best gift ever. Hey, best gift ever,
Yeah.
because it's helped me remember that, the comfort zone is not where things grow. Sometimes I need to take risks. Sometimes I need to say yes to new opportunities. It's helped me look at life differently from where I was before I read the book. So Year of Yes has been great, and I've been implementing it, and it's been working well for me.
Love that. Love that. What's the most valuable lesson you've learned about business specifically?
Relationships are key. In business, I've learned, having worked with so many businesses and having a small business myself, relationships are key, keeping your clients happy, keeping your stakeholders happy. But maintaining those relationships is so important and can help your business go further than anything else. That's the one thing I can.
Yeah, relationships, they're like a plant, right?
Absolutely.
They need to be watered all the time.
They need to be watered, need to be maintained, and it'll grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there's one thing you want listeners to take away from today's podcast, what would it be?
One thing. Wow. It's definitely like I said, I think the theme of what we've spoken about is definitely taking more risks. But more than that, making data-driven decisions is also important in organizations. And we've spoken about so much in such a short space amount of time that it's so difficult for me to summarize it. Yeah.
No, that's no problem at all. Thank you so much for joining me today.
You.
It was
Thank
really
you,
lovely to catch up and to
was.
engage on this important topic.
It was amazing.
Thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Beyond Insights podcast.
Please like and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to right now.
And please share with any of your colleagues or friends or family members that you think might benefit from listening to this podcast.
That's all from us. Until next time, see you then.